Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Vinaxius bringing you Hearthstone Arena into the pit. We are currently 1-1 and let's jump in and play some more games, shall we? The Paladin deck that I have made so far, I am feeling okay with. I don't think we'll get a monumental landmark result out of it. We have a lot of secrets, and half of them I think work really well, and half of them don't always work really well. And because we have so many of these secrets, our early game is sort of really weak, and we end up being faced with a lot of stronger 2-mana creatures that are just sitting on the board on the enemy team that are just like there and frustrating and uncomfortable. I'm going to keep this hand because I think we can make good things happen with the 3 cards here. Hopefully, at least. Avenging Wrath is also a cool card. We'll play Argon Protector next turn. We will give him Divine Shield. Turn 3, we may Blessing Wisdom, Hero Power. He's going to get 1 card draw out of Blessing Wisdom. We can hope he gets a second, and then on turn 4 after he attacks, we'll Ancient Brewmaster and bring him back in. This is my ideal situation, and it's probably not going to happen that way. I highly doubt it's going to happen that way.
Mind if I roll knee?
But think positive, right? Because he has a Loot Hoarder, I'm changing my mind about everything I said, and turn 3 we'll play Argon Protector maybe. Heck, maybe we will wait until turn... Ooh, is he going to... Yeah, he should attack me. He gets more damage on me, and he forces me to not kill that because it is no longer on the field. And oh my gosh, I freaked out so badly there. During a mage game that I did not record, there was like a card that a warrior played that just hovered there, but it was in the middle of a casting animation, and it just never came out. It's just terrifying to have to think about. Oh, I did not know you could go back on that. I'm totally going to backsies on that play there. I'm actually going to Blessing of Wisdom him. And the reason for this is because A, I'll get some good card draw. B, he's going to either want to do damage to me with the Brewmaster, or he's going to want to kill that thing. And because he wanted to kill that thing, I don't feel bad about that decision there. Now here's an interesting sequence of events here. There's no battle cry really that you want to get rid of because we can't really reverse the health restoration. So I'm going to Cult Master. And I'm going to attack the Brewmaster, which may not be the best idea, but it does let us draw a card, and he's going to want to trade the Cult Master for something. It's probably going to be the Brewmaster, because the Brewmaster has 1 health left. Or he's going to kill it with Knockout Reaper, which is not good. Oh, not Knockout Reaper, and just a regular equipment, I guess. I don't think I'm making the best plays so far this game, to be honest with you. And I am very willing to admit that because it really shows that I'm not comfortable with how most of these cards work. Especially like Argon Protector on turn 2, that just looks silly. Ooh, Spiteful Smith is scary. He's going to soften up my Azure Drake. He's going to kill my Azure Drake. What do we want to do on turn 6? I just can't get my cards out fast enough is a really big problem I'm having right now. We have Defender of Argus. We have a lot of terrifying things on the field, and we don't have Consecration or anything to complement Avenging Wrath, which is scary. I'm going to Frost Elemental and freeze the Spiteful Smith. Hopefully. Okay, that took a while. The frost animations are like really slow right now for some reason. But that is going to mitigate a little bit of damage. Next turn we can play out a Defender of Argus for sure. We'll probably add Argent Protector to that and give our Frost Elemental Divine Shield if it lives. It's not gonna live. I don't think it's going to live unless he goes in hot right now. And he's absolutely going to actually do a trade. That's a smart idea from him. And this is continuing to not look good for me. And that's really all there is to it, isn't there? We don't have a friendly minion to give Divine Shield to, so I have no idea how that dynamic's going to work. I feel like we might Avenging Wrath, but we still don't have Consecration or anything to finish things off if they continue to survive. Which sucks. Oh gosh, this is just bad, really. Play Spellbreaker, and I will silence the Spiteful Smith. I will give the Spellbreaker Divine Shield. And we still don't have Taunt or anything on the field, which is bad. And I am going to Redemption, because there's nothing with the huge amounts of damage right now, and so I don't feel that Eye for an Eye is going to be the best for us. I think we're going to lose, to be honest. I made bad decisions in my opinion. Whenever a minion takes damage, you gain 1 attack. And that Frothing Berserker is absolutely terrifying as well. I just don't like anything about this. Like, my gosh, he is going to dominate me right now. And this game is going to continue to look very not so good. Especially if he does in fact clear my board, which he's going to do. I mean, I have an Argent Protector back because of Redemption, I guess. Okay. So there were a couple good things that happened for us, I guess. Some very bad things still, for sure, because he just did 8 damage to me with his Frothing Berserker. Oh gosh, we're in so much trouble. We have nothing to give Taunt to. We never had board control this game, and so we're going to lose pretty horribly, I think. However, I'm going to Avenging Wrath and see what happens. There are a lot of things at 1 health. What just happened? What is going on? It's coming out so slowly. What is this? Well, this is just, like, absurd. I'm going to play that out. And I'm going to say well played, and I will let him finish me off with his now 14-3 Frothing Berserker. Yeah, I'm not feeling good about this deck. Oh, he's going to finish things in style. I like that. Good game. Looking back, I can't say specifically what terrible plays I made. I just know I made a lot of them and really misused a lot of my cards. I'm now realizing that Argent Protector is not the best with my deck, because look at all the other 2 mana and 1 mana cards he complements, right? Absolutely nothing. But you know, this was definitely a learning experience for me. I have not played any Paladin at all, actually. So now I am getting a better understanding of the secrets for sure. You notice that I have a bunch of them in my hand a lot of the time, and they're just like sitting there because I have better things to do with my mana, and I don't have the mana for them. And half the time they just don't work out very well.
I must protect the one.
I do still like Redemption for sure. Repentance I have not yet ever actually played. In fact, I am going to not even keep Repentance in my hand, because what high damage creatures is it going to play in the early game, right? And we get it back. I think we have 2 of them, so that's not surprising. And I'm okay with what we drew in return. This is like the name of the game, like I said, for our deck. no early cards and a bunch of these sort of more expensive things.
Well met.
I don't remember if I said hello, so I'll say hello again, just in case.
My greeting.
That was my first turn, so I don't think I did. Or that he's going to wish it was an eye for an eye. Thankfully it is not. Ooh. This is a card that I think is still good most of the time.
Reporting for duty.
And now I might regret using my hero power there because, well, I did not have the foresight to consider what would happen if this thing died.
Handle it.
Which it's going to, at some point for sure. We can make some cute things happen with it and use up 1,000,000 of our cards. I don't think that's a good idea. I think we will coin. We will Ancient Brewmaster and return this to our hand. I think it costs 1 mana. Oh my gosh. Well, that sucks. But now, if he kills Ancient Brewmaster, it can just be like, well, I'm going to redeem it. So it's okay. He's actually just going to exchange some damage with me. I feel like that's not a bad decision at all. Our True Solar Champion only does 4 damage, however. It still gets the Raid Leader killed, so I think we'll do it.
For justice.
We'll kill the Raid Leader so that our Ancient Brewmaster takes less damage. We also get that little bit of heal from him as well, which is good. Something that would make me happy is if we drew Bloodsail Buccaneer, and then I got to give it plus 4 damage. I doubt that's going to happen, because that's 1 out of 22 cards that we could draw. Oh, please. Who gets the Bloodsail Corsair? Obviously he did, and it worked out amazingly for him, so I'm not going to question it. That was good on him, man.
Another round.
Dealt with a lot of problems that could have come as a result of that weapon. I still do wish it didn't happen, but, you know, can't always win.
Get behind me.
Now would definitely be a good time to trade the Ancient Brewmaster for that taunt. He might actually kill something here. He does, so I don't even... The Ancient Brewmaster comes back, it will be able to attack during my turn, which is good, I think. I don't know if it could have turned out better. Maybe it could have. This is definitely worth using Ardent Protector for. So I'm glad that guy ended up coming out.
Another round.
We'll obviously trade there. I'm going to Blessing of Might my dragon. I'm going to Blessing of Wisdom my dragon. I'm going to cast Repentance. And I'm going to cast a Hand of Group. And then I'll swing at him for 7. And I draw a card as a result as well, which is nice. We played out a lot of cards there. Hopefully we'll get more card draw out of our Azure Drake. And we have a second Repentance for a creature he plays out after the next one that's presumably going to come out. Nice. I'm happy to Repentance that. I think it's definitely a good card in the later stages of the game.
To battle.
But it's a very interesting thing that Blizzard did, which was make a lot of these 1 mana secrets that the Paladin has way more viable later on. I like it. I think that was a smart thing for them to do because it creates a lot more dynamic and different things you can do.
This is my responsibility.
Which is very nice. And heck, I'm going to play Defender Vargas right now because eventually this guy's going to come out and then everything's going to be super expensive. So we might as well get as much out on the field as possible while we still can.
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
I can see how, you know, drafts can be very infuriating for people who spam a bunch of repentance and stuff. He basically mitigated it. But that was, end of the game, I suppose. I guess he didn't see a whole lot he could do with the cards he had in his hand. I feel like there's always, well, for the most part, there's going to be the opportunity to really reverse of low of a battle with a top deck, which is just the next card that you draw. And so I stick it out until I know for sure that I'm doomed. But maybe he wants to save time, and I can respect that as well. So we're not... Well, we might still finish negative, but we're not going to be as negative as we might have finished. What was that, 2 games this video? We've gone 1 for 1.
You asked for it.
This is our last chance to really tip the scales and be able to hopefully come out even. I'll feel successful if we come out even, and this is like the first concentration we've had in a while, which is nice.
Well met.
And Avenging Wrath, which I am not enjoying nearly as much as I thought I would, because it hasn't really done anything for us. I think it sort of requires that we have other things on the field to really finish off the things that are damaged by Avenging Wrath, which we never do because of the way I built this deck, and that's sort of unfortunate. Plays a 3-3 taunt, eh? Honestly, I am content with just playing another one of these, ending my turn, and True Silver Champion next turn, in order to deal with Ironfur Grizzly. And then these little 1/1s can just poke away at her. Because we actually have a couple of spells, we can totally play one of our Ventricle Mercenaries turn 5 and not feel bad about it. Spell damage +1 is always scary on a mage though, because mages do terrifying things with spells. Definitely the strongest spells in the game for sure. Best is not a word I would use because that's much more situational. I'm going to commit to playing the Ventricle Mercenary next turn, I think. Maybe she'll just straight up fireball it or something, and I'll be okay with that as well. That takes one of her high damage spells off the field.
Just like you.
And I feel like she has a lot of spells in her pocket because of all these guys that she has, but this is really standard, especially for mages. So I don't know.
For justice.
I'm going to stick to my guns here, and I'm going to play Ventricle Mercenary. We'll see how she responds to it. Next turn I may very well just Avenging Wrath to get it out of the way, because we don't have anything else to play really. If she plays a bunch of weaker creatures, like in Concentration of course, she's just going to Polymorph. I'm okay with that. I am, however, not going to Avenging Wrath next turn as a result. And I want to play Asia Group before I play out my next Ventricle Mercenary, I think. And Repentance is good here too. It might get a lot of good things done for us, and this adds another proc to our Avenging Wrath, actually. And another piece of damage to Concentration. Consecration. I'm mixing up my words today, which is honestly pretty typical. We do have a lot of options for us next turn with 7 mana. It's definitely worth Arrogant Protectoring the Azure Drake for sure. And she's just not doing anything to make me nervous, except keeping cards in my hand, which is scary. We're going to see what secret she has. Let's Vaporize. That's fine. Makes me glad I didn't play Argent Protector on it. 7 mana. We could Spellbreaker, we could Frost Elemental. I think I will Frost Elemental this turn.
Job done.
And see what she does. She has to play a minion eventually, right? And then I can Avenging Wrath it when it's like at 1 health from Repentance. That is not the minion that I want her to play and make me cast Repentance on.
Thank you.
Oh, that's just... that tears at your spirit, you know? These secrets are definitely easily counterable by another player, and it sort of makes you spend a card that does absolutely nothing, which is a terrible thing to have happen. I'm going to Consecration to wipe a little bit of damage off the board for sure. Let's straight up attack her with this Frost Elemental. 4 more mana, definitely not going to Consecrate.
Not on my watch.
Nothing I want to silence right now either, so I'm going to Divine Shield and Hero Power. Continue to keep this Frost Elemental relatively scary.
Hello.
Chivia, where's that ringtone
I
from?
know you.
It is in fact Final Fantasy. I don't actually know which specific one that victory sound is from. It might be 7, I don't know. I do live with my brother. He's going to make some noises, so that's okay. And that was a good blizzard by her, I'd say. I feel that a Consecration is really appealing here. Maybe just an Avenging Wrath as well. But the thing with Avenging Wrath is I don't have any damage on the field again to follow up on it, so I'm not going to. Let's Asia Drake. We'll do 1 more damage to her with our Consecration. It doesn't really affect the minions because they have low enough health to be killed with 2 damage anyways. And we've cleared the board again, and we have the exact same number of cards in our hand right now. I will in all likelihood be getting more card draw out of Blessing of Wisdom, which is good.
It's time for a little blood.
And Namani Berserker does not make me too nervous. Having my creatures frozen is just frustrating. Like, I'm never able to follow up on my Avenging Wrath at all. It's very upsetting.
Your magic shall not save you.
We will also have max mana next turn. Well, I don't think there's really anything to whoops about there. But maybe she knows something I don't, which is very possible. This is not my Spellbreaker, so I should not be reducing the damage of the Namani Berserker to 1. I do definitely want to keep Big Game Hunter in my hand, so we will simply Hero Power. I don't feel bad about a Blessing of Wisdom on my Asia Drake here. We'll attack her and see what we draw. The Beast! Which is cool. I like this guy and I have not yet been able to use it except for when I got it mind controlled by a priest and then got dominated by it. Priests are definitely really powerful, especially in draft modes, when you don't have a very predictable deck. Gadgetzan Auctioneer was going to potentially get her a lot of card draw. I could see her using a Blizzard or something. Arcane Explosion, which is not as bad, but everything is really softened up here. And basically everything is going to die here, actually. That was a pretty good play out of her with the cards she had in her hand. I don't think she could have done any better with them. And if I were her, I would definitely be trading damage between the minions and not what she did there. But you know, to each their own. Avenging Wrath might be fun here. I'm so scared to use it though, to be honest with you. We're going to play out a couple of very strong creatures right now. These guys are once again frozen, which is frustrating. We should kill the Gadgetzan Auctioneer to keep her from drawing more cards. Faux show. And she's used up a lot of her Cones of Colds, and I don't think she's ever played Frostbolt, but Blizzard and stuff like that. She may very well still have more spells because she's a mage, but we're in a pretty good position nonetheless. And even if she manages to kill some of these larger things, she's definitely going to trade now so that she forces more damage out of, or more damage to be taken from my 2 big minions that I have right now. This is definitely a good time for Avenging Wrath though, isn't it? Let's see what happens here. And this time it didn't like glitch out and do strange things, which is nice. Finish off the Sunwalker, attack with our 7/7, and play a creature and see if she is able to respond at all to this. If she is, I have the Beast and Adventure Mercenary and a Big Game Hunter in my hand. She could very well polymorph and Blizzard maybe, that would save her a turn. I'm trying to think of what else might help her live.
What to do?
Fireball, Hero Power, and Frostbolt
Well
maybe.
played.
Flame Strike. That is also probably one of the best things she could have done. And this is good because we are at least going to finish even, which makes me feel pretty good about things. She was one of the players who also, like me, did not have a strong early game, I think, and that really was what allowed my deck to be successful. I still see no way around the very aggressive early game decks that we are going to be playing against because we have so many 4-mana cards. Consecration does not do enough damage to kill most things at the time that you play Consecration. We have a couple things like Elder Peacekeeper and stuff, but in comparison to the average aggressive deck in Arena, we are definitely in trouble because we never get momentum back or halt the enemy's momentum, really. It's a problem that I maybe will find a solution for sometime, but we will see in the following episodes. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time.